That's right, it's episode number 70 of the Hit Pause podcast. This is the podcast where we talk about YouTube. You're gonna get some recommendations. We're gonna talk about YouTube in 2019, the state of YouTube in 2019. Most of all, you are here with your hosts. To my right, the man, the legend, his name, it's David.
My ears hurt. That was amazing. Love it. Love the intro.
Good. I'm glad you liked it. My name's Ayman. As I said, this is episode number 70. It's a big one.
So big.
Oh, we had to do some research.
Bigger than number 50.
Even bigger than number 50.
Bigger than last week.
I would say we're more sober than episode number 50.
Yeah.
But it's not completely sober.
You know what's funny? We were watching the Philip DeFranco compilation of how he starts his videos. We haven't actually done a Philip DeFranco episode, have we?
Ooh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah,
Okay.
stay tuned to the next season.
Stay tuned.
But he's basically a guy who does news on YouTube, kind of like what we do, but we do it much better and longer.
Obviously, much more professional.
Yeah. And he always says, "Sup, you beautiful." Nah. And then, I don't know, I've always wondered, like, are we allowed to swear on this podcast?
I don't know. I feel like we haven't so far.
We haven't talked about it.
I think next season we open it up.
Oh, see?
You know?
Yeah, I've always said that we should have, like, explicit in the titles.
YouTube is going the other way.
So we go the other way.
We go the other way.
Yeah.
Stay tuned
But
for
we'll
that.
get into
Subscribe.
that.
iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts.
So he basically just says, "Sup, you guys," and then somebody did a compilation where he just says, "Sup,
Literally,
sup, you guys."
11 minutes every single intro that he's
Exactly.
done. I got it from the H3 podcast where Ethan loves to play it, especially at the end of the episodes, and it's so annoying but funny as well.
It is.
It's just
sup. And I've watched a lot of Philip DeFranco. It's never actually clicked to me how often he says it.
But he says it so consistently.
Yeah,
it's
so
the
it's
same
like you
every
can't
time.
hate. You can't hate.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, as I said, we have done some research, and
You always do the intro the same way, except for today.
yes, absolutely,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
That is so
That was the point to
unbelievably
my whole Philip
not true.
DeFranco
Yeah,
story.
that is that is so awesome. Literally all. I would love to see that for us. Actually,
Yeah.
that's good.
I'd have the energy.
If anyone wants to make that, feel free, okay? Because I would love to see how inconsistent our intros are. Although at one point we got the music, that was
Oh yeah, that was revolutionary.
yeah. But as soon as the music ends, it's like anything can
Deep
happen.
down, Ivan wants to change the intro music. Everyone,
Yeah, it's true. I don't mind it, but I just kind of want to change it. It's a
sign
bit basic. Oh no, yeah, it's a bit amateur. But then I made it, and I have precisely zero experience in terms of music.
Oh, so you're like Jake Paul then?
Yeah. Oh, coming in with the buns.
You know, he threw out a music video.
He did.
Friday
Recently?
the 13th.
Oh.
What Friday just happened?
Yeah,
Friday
the 13th, yeah. Damn. Okay. How was it?
It's,
New song.
You know what? It's so auto-tuned. He basically did market research
Classic. Yeah.
with somebody else.
Classic.
Yeah, but like this is above and beyond.
Really?
Like
Okay.
the "I'm Single" song. You know how we were in Amsterdam, and I was like, I kind of like the song, and I still kind of like it.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
this one is more auto-tuned. So basically, he did some market research with a different guy going around like, "Oh, what do you think of this song?" to like random people, and everyone was like, "Yeah," they literally had no clue who it was. And listening to it now, it's so auto-tuned you wouldn't know it was him.
Really?
Yeah, but it's okay. It's okay.
Actually, that reminds me of remember the Logan Paul Christmas song that he did?
Dude, remember that time we saw a guy on the plane to Iceland and he was wearing the Maverick hoodie?
Oh,
and that was
yeah.
around when that music video came out.
Yeah. Damn, that was a kid though.
Yeah.
But I remember, yeah, and he
was the
stroked
red
him
one.
and
It was
said
the red
like
one.
respect, man. Yeah. Oh yeah. So by the way, this episode is just about YouTube in general for the last year, 2019, kind of how things have evolved and changed. But okay, this podcast has been going 2 years now, so everybody clap at home. Everybody at home, just
Give
you
us
clap.
your most bougie clap.
Yes, please. Queen
Yes.
clap.
Yes.
Well, does the Queen clap? Yes, she does. She
She
does.
nods.
No, she. Oh, maybe you're right. Yeah. I'm trying to...
She blinks.
She-
That's the sound of the clapping.
Fine. Yeah, 2 whole years, 70 episodes, which means we've had about less than half a year breaks. We've had a lot of bonus episodes as well, which we do sometimes. And so I think we've done pretty well.
Yeah, when we get to number 100, my goodness.
We're in the tens of thousands of listens as well, you know?
Yeah, I know. I was going to say, like, when we did, I remember putting on Instagram, when we did 25 episodes, we actually had more than 25,000 listens at the time.
Exactly.
And obviously we've grown since then.
Exactly. So thank you all for listening.
Hey, that's how you end the podcast.
I know. I was just thinking that. It sounds weird, doesn't it? Yeah, but no, thank you. And remember to subscribe on iTunes or SoundCloud or anywhere you get your podcasts. I promise in the next year I will try again for Spotify, but to be honest, who really gets their podcast there? Like, come on, get real.
Yeah. Everyone, if you're listening to us consistently, by now you've probably got Google Play Music.
Yes, go for it. Yeah, you're in. I'm in. You're
get,
in.
Yeah, get YouTube Premium. Just give your life a bit of a change.
Okay, that's one thing I do want to. No. That's one thing I want to talk about is YouTube Premium, because they basically released it this year, just about. I mean, I think it was maybe like November, December.
Yeah.
November, December, January 2019, I think.
Yeah, and you got me into it. I've never paid for crap like this before. But...
Yeah. David is strongly opposed to subscription services, I will say that. Whereas I'm like the opposite, and also in a bad way.
But yeah, in the future, I'll give you that.
We're like two ends of the spectrum. I'm like, I got 5 different subscription services.
We once had a conversation about our direct debits.
Well,
my jaw dropped.
I've got WoW, Netflix, Amazon,
EA, Microsoft,
HTC Vive, Nintendo. I don't really have all of these, but they've all been live at one point or another.
Yeah.
Right now, I have slimmed down a little bit. I will say that. Yeah. But yeah, so Premium came out, YouTube Premium, and I must say, I still love it.
Yeah.
I'm still a huge fan of it. So this, for anyone that doesn't know, it's basically YouTube Premium. You pay in the UK, it's £12 a month.
Is that how much I pay?
I think it's 12.
I think it's $11.99.
Well, excuse me.
But yeah, it's a lot of money.
Yeah, so it's 12. You get Google Play Music, YouTube Music, and YouTube without ads, and you can download videos, and that's it.
Yeah.
Okay? Now,
for the YouTube side of it, I don't call it YouTube Premium. I call it YouTube Convenience.
Oh, big time. I use the download feature so much.
It's a force of habit.
Honestly, if I'm ever like in an incognito window or something and I open up YouTube, it's a shock.
Yeah.
Getting an ad.
Oh
right?
my gosh, I had the same thing the other weekend, and I was like, somebody else opened YouTube. I was like, what the? Oh, it's an ad.
Literally.
I was like, that's not what you clicked, right?
Yeah.
I felt like such a.
It's so funny. It's like, this must be some sort of peasant joke. I don't understand. This is some sort of
Am I being pranked?
Non-premium.
Am I being punked right now?
Is this some kind of non-premium joke I don't understand? Man. But it does really spoil you, though. And I will say, Google Play, YouTube Music, I really want to like it, but it's not good for your day-to-day music. Google Play Music is okay. It's still not as good as Spotify, I'm sorry. But it's okay. But yeah, I mean, even that is worth it when you watch as much YouTube as we do, which is... For me, like 20 odd hours this week. You know, David's watched like 15 odd hours. You know, we watch plenty of YouTube for people like us.
Justifies the price.
Yeah, exactly.
And I wouldn't have watched that much without the download feature.
Yeah, exactly. That's the other point. But I am still, conspiracy theory here, convinced that
But you only recently think this.
Yes, but the downloads, I swear, don't always count towards your watch hours. Okay, because I've had days, I've talked about this like the last 2 or 3 episodes, complained about it, but I swear it's not always getting counted, because I watch a lot offline when I'm in the tube and stuff on the way to work, and I'll easily get through a couple videos in that time, and it feels like they don't get counted. So I don't know. I'm not convinced. Either way, there is actually still a lot of changes that they could make, like with Premium and everything, that I wish they would make. Like just more set. You know, you have podcast apps which will say, okay, only download the 2 most recent episodes.
Yeah.
Or always refresh with the latest episode, all that kind of stuff.
And that's the thing that I've always said. Like, my phrase has always been, an intern can do it. Like, we're not asking for, like, visual user interface features. We're just asking for another line of code that gives you another button to press.
I gotta be honest, David. Like, working at a website, like, that's a lot of work. Something like that, genuinely, that would be a lot of work.
Only download the next. A lot of time or a lot of work.
Both. Okay, because first of all, you've got to figure out, okay, do people really care about this? How much money is it going to make us? And then
those are valid points. But to do the actual thing,
but wait. Okay, let me finish the process.
Yeah.
Okay, so those are the first 2 things. So then you've got to weigh it against every possible other thing you could possibly do and say, is it worth more than those things? Should it go above or below that? So let's say, then it's obviously not going to be the number 1 possible thing on the list.
Yeah.
Let's say it's at number 10. Okay, fine. We finally got down to number 10, which, by the way, would take a long time. New things going in there all the time.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay.
Asterisks on that. New things go in all the time.
Yeah, new ideas going in there all the time.
Okay, new ideas. Yeah.
So so it's number 10 on the list. Fine, we finally get to it. Now we got to do it. Okay, how do we do this? Firstly, it's got to go through like the policy stuff.
Oh.
I know, right? We're not in season. What season
8.
We're not in season 8
now.
yet.
Yeah.
We're not in season 8 yet. Go through the policy stuff. I know you said it's just a button. That button's got to go through a UX designer.
Yeah, no,
okay.
You're right, yeah.
Then all the code, the actual app itself, like I'm sure it's got some quite complex code.
Yeah.
And not to mention, they've got to do all of the QA checks, all the quality, all the testing as well.
You're like adding another feature will always slow down other stuff.
Yeah.
You got to make sure.
There's a lot of bureaucracy there. It's a big company.
Yeah. My frustration does come out more so because I don't think, since we've gotten Premium, that anything new has happened.
Okay, but yes, kind of, yeah. The other thing as well is I did say it's a big company, but it's that Google is a big company. It's a lot of policy, but YouTube itself is actually not huge in terms of the number of developers. Not to mention all the different markets. It's actually a lot of work to do a new feature.
Yeah, and to be honest, like getting an intern is not as easy as it sounds.
Yeah.
I just love saying it.
But yeah. But I do still agree with you. Like, they need to add features. They just need to put in the work and put in the money and hire people just to make features for Premium, to make it worth it if they want to sell it.
And like, I don't want to say like YouTube, the subdivision of Google, should work like every other company, but like most companies that are community focused usually say this is what we're gonna try and achieve in the next 6 months or whatever. Like, these are some of the features we have from your feedback, and we're gonna pick like these 3. We get no communication, and then we just find out down the line.
Yeah.
So it makes me think, like, are they doing anything? But you're right, they're probably just like prioritizing everything.
Yeah, that the main problem is the prioritization, like, because they can only do so much, only release so much.
The app is only so big.
Yeah. Anyway, I will still say, I love YouTube Premium. I think it's absolutely fantastic. I really like it. I completely think it's worth it. Completely.
Yeah. And if they ever divided the price between Google Play Music and YouTube Premium,
that would be better. I would rather that. But at the end of the day, like, it makes sense, I think, from a business standpoint.
Oh yeah, I agree.
But yeah, I think for people like us who watch a lot of YouTube, yeah, definitely worth it. Obviously, most others, couple ads, maybe you don't watch that much. Yeah, it's fine. Mm-hmm. It's like with Netflix. If there's nothing you don't watch on Netflix.
Yeah, but even me, I don't recall the last time I watched something on Netflix. But yeah, I'm happy to pay for it.
Really?
Yeah.
No, Netflix has done well with that. Okay, but what about Disney Plus?
Yeah, no.
Exactly, but Disney Plus, I really like The Mandalorian, the new Star Wars show. and it's like it's actually not out in the UK anyway, so this is pointless. But it's like I'm not gonna pay for Disney Plus just to conveniently watch The Mandalorian. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But you say that, but apparently AMC, which I know we talked about if it was ABC or AMC, but AMC,
there's both.
Yeah, for Breaking Bad and The Walking Dead, just 2 shows. Really, only the 2 that they're known for or were like hyped out for. That was enough to get a lot of people on their
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. That's why Disney Plus have put so much money into Mandalorian.
Yeah, you did say like they put.
Yeah. It's apparently the first episode was worth in
Game
the
of
region of
Thrones.
one of the final season Game of Thrones episodes. Which, if you think that's like that's literally the most expensive TV show ever made.
Really, Game of Thrones?
I think so. Yeah.
So boring.
I remember. Yeah. I remember when Lost. Do you remember Lost?
Oh, I remember Lost.
When
Dude, that first episode of Lost is amazing.
I know. That first episode, when that came out, that was the most expensive episode of a TV show ever made.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
Yeah, when that first came out. You know, you think about it, they had the whole beach, they had the plane. You know, they had actors. There was a lot of people in it. It was big. It was a big episode. I loved Lost, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay, but this is a YouTube podcast. Getting distracted. Yeah, so let's talk a little like about our watch habits over 2019. Like,
yeah, I've definitely changed. You know, with the year.
Yeah, I would say I don't know. It's like I've got some new habits, but the old ways of watching are still very present. Like, so when we started the year, I was binging iDubbbz. Okay, but I mean, my point is just like binging channels in general. You just kind of get into something and you just like, I gotta watch all of them. And I've had other channels like that, you know, Filthy Frank, H3, PewDiePie, you know. It's like that binge watching thing still is around. Most recently, I binge watched basically all of Ilmango's content.
Yeah.
And in fact, when we first started the podcast, do you remember it was just after you binge watched all of Poppy's content? And now you've done the exact same with David Dobrik.
Yeah.
Like that binge watching, I think is it's a big thing which not a lot of people do on YouTube.
Yeah, it's always like a Netflix thing or a cable TV kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. But the same absolutely applies for YouTube.
Yeah, and when you get it, you gotta embrace it.
Yeah, for real.
Because I'll never forget that day. When I saw Poppy, and I just watched I know they're like a lot easier to watch because they're like a minute.
It was overnight.
Yeah, I did not sleep. It was a Friday night.
Yeah.
After D&D. Yep.
Literally a day watched the entirety, and I remember he like texting me like, "Dude, I just watched all of Poppy. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean?
There's not a single Poppy I don't know.
Poppy. Yeah. Oh my god.
And to have that this year and have David Dobrik do that to me, because I remember WhatsApping the group chat to Ollie and be like, "Is it this guy you're talking about?" Because he is my number one YouTuber.
Well, he won a Streamy award.
A lot of people won Streamy awards.
I know. There were a lot of them.
Tana
Mongo won
Creator of the Year.
Creator of the Year. Yeah. What? I am sorry. What are you talking about?
Like,
what are you talking
creator?
About? Oh my god. I mean, jeez. H3 had a good tweet actually about her. It was like, I'm glad Tana won Creator of the Year. She's such a good role model for young people. And it was a side-by-side picture of like her Instagram picture and a candid picture from the same day.
Oh yeah.
And it's like Instagram picture obviously looks really thin and all that, and then the candid one, it's like, okay, she's got a belly, she's a normal she's a normal human being basically.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, come on, this is so fake.
Not to quote David Dobrik, but then he always says, you know, Trisha Paytas, who was in that H3 podcast, she is the older version of Tana, and David says it all the time.
Yeah, that is such a good point. That is so true.
Like, I understand you are maximizing the whole hustle of being this, I don't want to put you in a category of like I use my body or whatever to make me popular. But
Go on.
yeah, but that's what you say personally, and you do that, and you know it works, even though you're like, oh, it's ironic because I know people will do it, so therefore I give them what they want. But like, she's just going down a very dark path,
and it's just so fake, you know. It's so fake, but
at the same time, like Trisha loves that when people say, "Oh wow, you've got a lot of like surgery," and like yes, and then Trisha's like, "Yeah, I just try and be as fake as possible. If anything, I would just try and be a robot at the end of the day."
Yeah. I mean, Trisha obviously isn't on another level, but I could see, I could see Tana getting there too.
Yeah.
By the way, is she still with Jake Paul? Like, what's up with that?
No, they're still married.
Right. All right. Still, is that legit? I mean,
Well,
are they legitimately married?
I honestly think yes, but then the money makes it sound weird. But then again, David Dobrik got married to his best friend's
Mum, right?
mum, and that was a legit marriage as well. I checked it up as well.
Yeah, really?
Yeah. So who knows? Maybe they are.
Yeah, I mean, they could easily have got a prenup and all that to not worry about it. But yeah, it's just
whatever for clout, as they say.
Get married for clout.
Yeah.
Literally what they did. I mean, okay.
It's been a weird year. Like, if you can have marriages like
weird.
that this year. Jake Paul's gone down a down spiral. It's awful.
Man,
It's
I gotta
not-
say,
it's
yeah,
not
I mean,
worth watching anymore.
I have not watched anything for a long time, but he is really, I don't know, it's just...
But then we know this about YouTubers where they, especially for people who come in really big, really quick at the start, they lose themselves.
Yeah, and I'll tell you why. It's because the dip is so painful.
Yeah.
You come in super strong.
Everyone's looking
Then
at you.
everyone is going to see a dip. No matter who you are, whether you're PewDiePie, whether you are, whether you're Jake Paul, Logan, whether you're anyone, you will see a dip in views, whether you're doing the right thing, whether you're doing the wrong thing. You know, if you have controversy, if you don't, it does not matter. You will always see a dip.
But when you're so brand new into the game, your dip and how you recover from it will depend on how mature you are.
That's gonna exactly, and that's gonna dictate like the rest of your YouTube career.
Yeah.
It's crazy actually because so. I'm sorry. I always end up talking about PewDiePie. I know. But at the end of the day, he's been around one of the longest and one of the most consistently viewed, views.
Yeah, this is every day.
Yeah, I mean, he goes every day, and he's still doing it. No one else is keeping up with that.
Yeah.
But okay. So the thing about his strength is that even when he has dips, he just carries on consistent. He doesn't go too off the rails or anything. He just carries on consistent, and he keeps changing things up, and that's what kind of keeps it fresh to his audience, whether or not you like him, but it keeps it fresh to people, and that's why they keep watching. But someone like Jake, it's like he got big on a certain thing, right, making these kind of outlandish videos, pranks, or doing some wild stuff. And he stuck to that thing. And the only way you can make that thing better and get more views is if you make it bigger.
Yeah.
So obviously every day it's just escalating and escalating and escalating till it's to a point where like he's getting so big, but also at the same time people are bored of it. So it's like every time you step it up, you've got to go bigger. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, otherwise people are going to be bored. So at this point, he's got to go so gigantically big, it's basically impossible.
And when he doesn't do it, everyone's like, oh, you're not the same person you used to be.
Yeah.
That's why Mr. Beast has done pretty well.
Yeah, exactly. Now, Mr. Beast, I don't know, he's a bit of an anomaly because he does go bigger and bigger.
Yeah. And then sometimes he doesn't, but it's okay. We accept it more than we would for your Jakes.
I do still think he'll see his dip. I will say one thing though about Logan, because Logan obviously had a very similar start as Jake. But I'll tell you what, it's almost like his dead body video was helpful.
Yeah.
Because it kind of just like started his whole content. So he would have just carried on like Jake, making stuff bigger and bigger. Then it starts dipping, failing, and
he wouldn't know why.
It wouldn't know why, and just keeps trying bigger and bigger. But with that, it's like it restarted. He had to try. He was forced to try different stuff
and self-reflect.
Yeah. So there was the gaming channel. Tried it. Obviously, it didn't really work.
I forgot about that.
The gaming. Remember that? He had a whole studio made up. All that stuff.
That whole Twitch.
But it's just like, he tried it. Fine, fair enough. There's the boxing, and now there's the podcast. Which, by the way, won best podcast.
That's where he got the Streamy for.
It won the best podcast at Streamy.
He does get good views. I'll give him that.
Yeah. I mean, so do you know what I mean? Like, he's actually done well to kind of diversify and make new and different content.
Yeah.
But it's because of the controversy, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess PewDiePie's had controversy over the years, so it's partly because of that as well. I don't know, but... bit different with PewDiePie.
Yeah, and he's going to take a break, isn't he, in 2020?
He is. Oh, so you've been watching videos recently?
Yeah, here and there.
Okay, wow. Because that's the most recent one, so...
Yeah, so here.
Here
rather than there.
Okay, yeah. Because I did finally get you to give that sub.
I wish I've had that same impact on you. A lot of the people we've covered on the Hit Pause podcast has been some YouTubers you've, like... thrown in there that I've never heard before, and it's been great to talk about them. And a few I've actually gone into them.
I'll take Poppy. I'll take the credit for Poppy right there. Yeah. I don't know who else though.
Definitely, obviously PewDiePie as well.
Got you. Yeah.
Some like iDubbbz. When we did Filthy Frank, I did not know too much. And then obviously he turned into Joji making his music, and now I love his music, but I would have not known. If we didn't cover Filthy Frank.
Yeah, that's interesting actually. Is there anyone that I've really like gone into from you? It's not that it's bad recommendations. Obviously it's good recommendations, but it's just I don't know. I have quite a set sort of it's funny because it's like you've got very different style that you watch, and you more enjoy the vlogs.
Yeah.
I would say definitely like big on the vlogs as well as other stuff, but I'm less big on the vlogs. Like
you are more wholesome to the YouTube olden day formula of just put yourself out there, make a video. Yeah. I do, because I am a bit late to YouTube, I do like structure, not like vlogs are structure, but like your Matt Stories, your Epic Mealtime, like you know what you're getting before you click it.
Yeah.
Whereas you get those good surprises that I actually wish I got.
Yeah, it's like I've said this time and time again, but I just hate anything that is like clean and fresh and sort of
except for Marcus Brownlee.
Yeah, now Marcus Brownlee, and also Linus Tech Tips. I do watch a lot of that too. Yeah. Both very cleanly made, and I like. And there is channels that I like that are like that. I'm not against it. It's just. But that's just more my style.
But at the same time, if we had the exact same taste, probably wouldn't be the podcast it is today. It's good. It's good to always.
Yeah, exactly. Like every time it was like, I watched the latest Matt Sony video. Yeah, me too. Cool.
Yeah.
And the latest Dobrik one. Yeah, me too.
Different interests can always help.
Yeah, I think that's true. So I mean, I'm trying to think like, what do you think? I'm coming up with questions off the bat here, by the way. So, do you think the podcast has changed the way you watch YouTube?
I'm gonna go with no.
Okay, yeah.
No, I don't think it has.
So, would you be watching the same amount of YouTube? Would you be thinking about it as much?
Ooh. No, okay, fine. No. The more you dive deeper, no, you're right. I definitely have changed the way I view it. So if I was just a listener, if I was even like in the podcast, I would say, I do think of a YouTuber's backstory before I like dive into them.
Okay, yeah.
And what is trending? What is the whole boxing thing? Just like some of the YouTubers who do like food really well, like some of that I would not have given time to, but the podcast has made me like broaden myself.
Yes, I would say the same. Like I think we're obviously friends. Like whether or not we were doing the podcast, we would be talking about YouTube, And I would say that, well, the reason we started the podcast in the first place was like, hey, we're both really interested in this. We can do a podcast on it. And I feel like I would be as interested. I probably... It's very difficult, actually. You're right, on the broadening horizons. Like, there's some stuff I would never have watched. You know, the Slime Channel, the Sniper Wolf.
Yeah, you know what? Shout out to season 2. That was a good season.
Yeah.
Where we decided to watch YouTubers we never would have watched based on Social Blade categories.
It was difficult, though. It was
yeah. There's some hard episodes out there.
Yeah. But, it's like...
I actually watched the Sniper Wolf video the other day.
Really? How was it?
It was awful.
Really?
It was so awful.
I think I watched a little.
It's because PewDiePie
well.
talked about her thumbnail, so I was like, okay, let me see if she does the same thing. Just her reactions to stuff that she sees online is just like,
Ugh, I know.
So
it's
many
so
views.
annoying. I also watched I can't remember the name of the other girl. It's like she won another Streamy. They're very similar to Sniper Wolf. What's her name? Avo, something like that.
Oh, not Alinity, sorry.
No, not Alinity, but...
Who was she not number 10 in YouTube Rewind?
Yeah, she was in there, yeah.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I just can't remember the name.
To
be honest, I don't think I've ever seen a video from her.
I've watched a bit, yeah, and she's okay, but she always looks tired. I kind of like that. But... yeah, I would say it's changed my ideas as well. I kind of am more... thinking about the kind of whole YouTube landscape. Yeah. But I don't know, maybe I would have been interested in that anyway. I mean, it's kind of interesting.
That is a very good point. If there's one thing this year I can say I've learned a lot more, especially this season of the Hit Pause, is focusing a lot more on Susan and the YouTube policy this year.
Yeah, that's true. Definitely in the past year, or since doing the podcast, I paid much more attention to like what YouTube is doing as a business and what's happening there. Like, you know, I'm now subbed to the creator updates, Susan herself, all that other stuff. And it's like, I don't know, I feel like I would have heard about it because it's obviously all over the big channels. You'll see that stuff pop up on Reddit if you're on the right subreddits. You know, there's memes about that stuff. And I would have obviously heard about it, but now it's like I go in depth about it. For example, the YouTube Rewind video we did last week, or a podcast we did last week, we were talking about how, you know, in their website they say they didn't want to show two of the same creator twice. And meanwhile, it seems like nobody seems to be aware of that because of all the stuff that is coming out. Even PewDiePie doesn't really seem aware of it. I will say it's still a bit... I'm not saying I agree with it or it explains everything. But anyway, I'm just making the point that nobody seems to be mentioning it much. Yeah, so definitely like paying more attention to that stuff.
Yeah, and like not to like go on and on about it, but geez Louise, YouTube this year. It's like somebody wrote in the comment section after this whole policy about you know, being more offensive than we've ever been as YouTubers before. Like certain stuff directed to people that is harassment in any way, making fun of them in any way, is no longer acceptable. I know I'm just summarizing a more like explicit like policy. However, the fact that they're going in with the negative, going hard on the negative, saying we are doing this because us YouTubers have told us that this is happening and we want to resolve it. Like, I think sometimes as a company, if you're gonna do that, also give us a good too, you know?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fine. I do agree with you. Yeah. So let me give the summary of what happened recently. Okay. So YouTube updated some policy.
Yeah.
They basically updated their harassment policy, which says they updated it to say, you know, anything that is bullying or making fun of protected characteristics. You know, if you're making fun of someone's sexuality, race, religion, physical characteristics, I guess, are included in that as well.
Yeah.
Like, if you're making fun of that stuff, you're banned. And then also, if you're just generally bullying and that kind of stuff, you're banned. And it was so weird when they came out with this because, okay, firstly, the thing, here's the thing, nothing against the policy. Yeah, I mean, bullying, online harassment, it's important, okay?
Yeah.
It's important stuff, shouldn't be done, fine. But the confusing parts are, one, the kind of, why did we need an update? Okay, and two, the enforcement.
Yeah.
So sorry, go on.
No, like why can't it be from this moment onwards?
Yeah. Okay, so firstly, okay, I'm pretty sure it was already not allowed to make fun of people's race or sexuality on YouTube. I'm pretty sure there's already videos taken down because of that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Right? So why do we need this updated policy? I mean, I will say it was vague before, so it's good to be more specific, but this policy is still pretty vague.
And I was putting myself in the shoe of like being a staff member at YouTube. I don't think I, on my own, could write I couldn't make it specific because it's such a variable, you know?
Yeah.
There's no way to say, especially if they're automating it. And if they're not, then they should just rely on people reporting on it like they always did. But if they are automating it, there's no way to say, okay, this is an act of comedy, so therefore it's allowed, it's no longer bullying. This actually isn't. They are straight up bullying. There's no way for you to write that up other than take the video down and give an explanation. So, no one is safe.
Yeah. So then the second my point is the enforcement, which is so inconsistent, and this is the annoying thing. It's like, okay, if we've got the rules and we know them and it's consistently enforced, it's like, okay, we know, okay, saying the F word, that's going to get us banned. Saying the S word is fine. It's like, no, it's so inconsistent in this. So let me give you an example, okay? A couple of the videos that got taken down. One was the iDubbbz content cop on Leafy, in which he says Leafy's a bully, therefore I'm going to bully him, and he does proceed to bully him pretty badly. I mean, I'm not saying he wasn't bullying him. Okay, fine. That video as well was made like, I don't know, 2 years ago.
We moved on YouTube.
Yeah, the second example is one of the cake videos from Filthy Frank, Max Mofo, and iDubbbz got taken down. The specifically the vomit cake one, right? The other ones are fine. No,
somehow, and we watched
what?
Not like we're gonna report iDubbbz from this one episode, but there's stuff in the other videos that equally should have been taken down if that's what you're going on.
If the vomit cake video, okay, in short, it's basically, it's a very gross video where they swallow the ingredients of the cake, throw it up, and then bake it. It's disgusting. I'm not trying to say it's not disgusting. Whether or not it should be on YouTube, I don't know. But the point is, the other two videos they made were extremely similar. There is literally vomiting in the thumbnails of the other videos in that series. In the thumbnails, okay? They say the F word, and I don't mean the F-U-C-K F word. I mean the sexual orientation offensive.
Good way of putting it.
F
Otherwise,
words.
this episode wouldn't be live.
Yeah. And and apparently that's fine in those videos, but like, why did that one get taken down?
And deep down, you know that if they did a mass exodus of videos, they would get hate for it. So they're just picking one or two.
Yeah. Like,
which doesn't enforce what you're going for.
Basically what happened was, to be fair, H3 made this point, but it's like, or maybe it was PewDiePie made this point, but it's like they had a set of videos, right? This stuff we want to take down. We've got a lot of reports on it, or maybe we've just we just feel like it.
Yeah, and we're gonna back it up with a new policy
Yeah,
change.
make a new policy, sweet, nice, carte blanche to do.
No, dude,
whatever.
that's
we want
exactly how the business meeting happened. It's like,
Yeah.
Okay, we gotta take these down. Ideas, guys. New policy change.
Yeah.
I like the way you're thinking, Jack.
Oh, as well, a week before, let's distract everyone with YouTube Rewind.
Oh, nice. But then we don't have a YouTube. Make a top 10 list. Quick.
Quick. Intern, let's go. In that case, they did get an intern.
Yeah.
But, okay, let me give you an example of Disney, right? Disney, so a lot of their cartoons, their old cartoons, contain quite racist stuff. There's like birds that are black, like what are black birds called? Like ravens? Ravens are black, right?
We'll go with that.
Like there's a type
I know
of
what you
common
mean.
black bird. What is that called?
It's not like a crow, but it's
Crow,
like
yeah, crows are black, yeah. Yeah, it is crows, you're right. Okay, so there's like crows, and obviously crows are black, and they have this really kind of old-timey, racist representation of the crows as black people in this kind of like when you see those old cartoons and things where the people are in the blackface and stuff with like the lips and everything, and hey, it's pretty racist, but it's from a different time. And what Disney does at the start of those cartoons, if they ever are to show them, they say this cartoon contains content that is quite that is not okay by today's standards, and we don't agree with it these days. However, it represents a time in history where that was okay, and we don't believe in editing history. It's like, look, the Holocaust happened, Nazis happened. We're not going to say that stuff didn't happen and that everything is golden apples
and
rainbows for all of time, and just delete everything that we don't now like. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But that is what is now seems to be happening.
That's
on
a
YouTube.
Strong business decision. And like you can say Disney's big, but so is Google, so is YouTube. They could have done the same thing. And all I think that could resolve it all is just literally at the start of the video, for all these ones you're reporting, like I know this stemmed from what's that guy who did was there a podcast about homosexuality?
Yeah. That was
I can't even reference
Camden. His name's Corden or something.
Yeah, something like that. But for videos that are reported that are not necessarily like scaring people away, and like Leafy's not like complain like, oh, I was bullied, like for videos that are not hurting the person they are actually focusing on, just put a little viewers discretion advised at the start.
Yeah, fine.
How about that?
I mean, part of me,
That's what South Park do, and South Park do make these episodes on YouTube too. Like they put clips, but that's not going to be taken down the same way.
No way.
How all the YouTubers are talking about their late night shows.
Yeah.
That's all fine.
I was just thinking about this, and like part of me thinks that it's like that YouTube needs to get out of YouTube. It's like
they need a day off.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Just stop even going on your own platform and just do the tech in the back end. Just do back end stuff. Just do the tech in the back. Don't even look at the videos getting uploaded, and just say, just use voice recognition. Somebody used the N-word, bleep it automatically. Okay. Just have like a really specific set of rules, and then just step off the thing.
Yeah.
And don't say anything about it.
Honestly, yeah. Like, is anyone really saying? I mean, maybe we don't know. Maybe we're not the people like sponsoring or paying for our advertisement with YouTube. But is anyone really saying, "Wow, YouTube, you should do a lot better"? This bullying is
no. Here's the thing, though. There are brands that do that. Because YouTube, right, has a lot of power when it comes to video advertising.
Yeah.
Because they're a main platform.
Absolutely.
So brands will complain about stuff in order to try and get more power and drive the prices down. But you're right, though, because YouTube shouldn't be so, yes, I'm sorry, Daddy.
We did mean it. Like, they should also know their state of power, too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying YouTube should, like, say, oh, you don't like it? Screw off Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they gotta remember who they are. They've come a long way, acquiring it from the guy who made YouTube ages ago, making it what it is today. But at the same time, the whole reason why they get this traffic is also the YouTubers. So like sometimes, throw it back at the advertiser and be like, okay, you want the kids only thing with that new feature they've got where channels can now say my content is strictly for kids or is not. Just put it all there, just put it all there. Yeah. And then for everyone else that still brings traffic, give them a different, less complainy advertising company.
Like, I'm sorry, this is, people know how advertising works. It's not like Coke has said, yes, I want to be against iDubbbz's hair cake video, or I want to be against this one. It's like, just let it happen. Just basically stop being so in your hands in the mix.
Yeah. Because
basically every time you open your mouth, YouTube, you mess something up. Yeah. Even this policy change, it's like, okay, the purpose, the aim is good. You want to actually clarify some things, make it a bit clear, make it a bit more specific. Okay, I'm fine. I'm for that. It's just like reiterating what we already knew. Yeah. Right. But then when you go and enforce it in a way, it's like, oh, this doesn't make sense. We don't understand now. Like, we thought reading it, we understood. There were definitely some vague parts, but okay. But now we don't. It's like, dude, guys, just hands off. Just hands off. It's YouTube. Basically, just
don't forget that.
Go back to being the platform and not the voice.
Yeah, but you could say the platform once upon a time didn't make as much money as the voice now.
That's true. I mean,
but I think any company should just think about the pros and cons, right?
Yeah.
So if you've got basically a YouTuber should never be in such wonder as to why their video is no more, why their video is not going to make money, why is it going to be taken down. That's number one. Now, if they still want to go ahead after knowing that rule, so you can make it as basic as possible. Must not contain this, must not contain that. Anything in between that you still think advertisers won't like, just tell them you might be put in this category and it's for these reasons. And if you are happy with it, you will make so-and-so money, blah, 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 AdSense. And then everyone else can just fall into the perfect family-friendly content.
Exactly. Just clarity.
Put people where they need to know.
Yeah, just demonetized language. And they're just not specific enough about it. The other thing that's been big this year is... Sorry, by the way, let's just say, we love YouTube. Yeah. We love it. And
PewDiePie said it too. The people that complain... Well, there's some people who complain and complain. Yeah. But there's those that complain because they want to see it better.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we just want to see it improve and get better. But it's still an amazing platform. There is absolutely nothing like it. It's just, I love it.
It's taken me away from TV.
Yeah, literally, I don't watch Netflix. I don't watch TV. I'm just watching YouTube, 20-odd hours a week. Anyway, I was going to say the other big thing that's been big in the last year is the copyright stuff, which, I mean, I've got to be quite fair to YouTube on this, is that they are struggling against some very archaic, old copyright laws and enforcement policies, and it is really difficult. It's a really difficult issue because, as well, the quantity, nobody seems to grasp the scale of what goes on YouTube every single day. Millions of minutes worth of video goes on YouTube every single day, if not billions, and it's so hard to actually police that in terms of copyright, in terms of whether stuff is brand safe and all of that. It is really, really difficult. But
I will upload. I'll add a link in the description for that video I sent you with what's his name? Matt. Oh man, what's his name? Matt from some Game Theory. Game Theorists.
Game Theorist, the interview with Susan.
Yeah.
I actually watched that as well. Yeah.
I'll put that in the description. Basically, he's talking to the CEO of YouTube, and he brings out questions that gaming, specifically YouTubers, have had, but YouTubers in general. And just to follow up on that point, how you were talking about how, I joke around how an intern could just add a little feature for, downloading videos based on these kind of categories. Even more so, the stuff we're asking for, that would take ages to do, especially with, archaic architecture from that far back. When you're going on a system over and over, all this stuff we're asking for, it's not easy for Susan and obviously her huge team to do because of how many videos come in. They would almost have to shut down YouTube for like a week.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I know what we're asking for doesn't sound so easy from a business standpoint, but you gotta do something to give in.
See, the thing with the copyright stuff is they have to work with the government. Because they're literally going all the way up to laws getting made.
Yeah,
it's like, well, and that takes a long time, right?
Yeah.
The laws have got to change, and
they're
come
so
up to date.
different per country. Like just UK versus US have different perspectives on copyright.
That is literally the other thing. It's like, not only do they have to deal with all the content, they're doing it over. They're in probably 80 or 100 countries by now.
Yep.
So it's just, it is crazy. It is crazy.
But
But overall, we're on episode 70. I still love YouTube. I can't wait to do more episodes. We are going to be on break for a few weeks.
Yeah, we'll be back in the new year.
Everybody, we want you to have a lovely Christmas. We hope you subscribed. Have a lovely new year as well. And I hope you like the podcast. We love doing it. We're glad those of you that listen, and we want to carry on doing it. I can't, episode 100 is going to be a big one. Honestly, email me ideas of what we could do for that.
No, we gotta say thanks to the guy who wants us to cover Sugar Pine 7.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Respect for that. Did you get his username? Okay.
Yeah, that's so bad on us.
Keep talking. I'm gonna check the username.
Also, the next episode, I'm gonna talk about my first internet experience.
Oh, what?
Yeah. There was an app ages ago I used to use where you could basically upload content onto, but it was usually just like pictures and like your own memes. Ooh. And I met somebody online, and it was just like my first little internet person interaction thing. And
interesting.
It got pretty wild. There was parents involved. I was young. I was a teenager. But I'll talk about that. I'll talk about that in the new episode.
I don't even know this story. I want to hear this.
In the next episode.
Okay, fine. Anyway, the guy was Marcus Farr, so thank you, Marcus Farr, for the suggestion. Anybody that does have suggestions, please email us, hitpausepodcast@gmail.com.
Or tweet at any of us.
Or tweet at Glyphix, Gliphyx.
I uploaded all the links to our stuff on SoundCloud.
There you go. We're on SoundCloud. You can also comment on our actual YouTube versions of this podcast.
Whoa.
But anyway, thank you all for listening. Episode number 70. It's a big one. It's a big deal. Good job, David.
You don't say that after the episode.
It does.
You can.
It does. It does. And on that note,
we'll see you in the new year.
Bye.
See ya.